Do rich men care if the woman is rich as well? Men that make money don't care about how much money you make. It's like a meaningless thing to men. Men know, rich men know. Broke men don't know this, but rich men know that no matter what money you make, you're not helping. You see what I'm saying? Men that make money know that your money's your money. Don't you see that? It's only the broke ones that are going like, oh yeah, she's a doctor, she's gonna have some money, like that's because they're trying to get something from you more than just what's natural. Okay, more than what they're trying to get, more than what God gave you. Let's put it that way. All right, so that's the broke ones. They're the ones that like this. The rich men know that they don't need your money. They don't, and if they do want to know how much money you make, they're scheming. Don't you know that? What in the Tinder swindler is going on here? Why are you asking? Why do you need to know? Don't you see? So the men that have money or make money, I'm not interested in watching your pockets. I promise you. Men with money do not care about how much money you got. You see what I mean? They're not interested. It's not even like, it doesn't matter to me. Who gives a shit? I don't think I've ever asked a woman, hey girl, how much money are you making? How much money you got? It's not in my, I don't even want to know. Like it's irrelevant. Does that make sense? So it's better to just as a man have your own money such that you can provide for you and yours, and you don't need to worry about how much money she's got. You get what I mean? So, and if they are worried about how much money you got, their credit score isn't where it ought to be. And then in short order, you'll be a co-signer on that new Hellcat or something. I don't know. But I can make the payments, I promise. I promise you something like that is coming. I promise you that.
And what you're seeing from a lot of these men, the men that women are calling or hoping to be chivalrous, the very men that they're saying, oh, he's not chivalrous, he's not a good man, he's not a gentleman. You don't know what you're talking about, quite frankly. A lot of brothers still know how to, be thoughtful, plan, and do all of these other things. It's just, first of all, you're disrespectful. Second of all, you're not really putting out anything that would make that man want to really get to know you. There ain't nothing to get to know. You're acting like a loser.
Most women that are submitted to a man that's a good man, if she follows him, he lets her make a lot of decisions. My wife makes more decisions in my household than I do. The other thing is, this is the reason why God asked the woman to submit. It's because when you stand before God, he has the answer, not you.
What did you just say?
You ever heard a manager tell his employees, hey, if y'all mess up, I'm the one that's responsible for it? See, so they don't understand that the Bible makes it clear that the man is the one who has to stand before God in regards to how he led his wife and his children. He's the one that's held accountable for how he led them. So since he's the one that has to be held accountable, God will allow him to make the final decisions in all things. That's the only reason why she submits. God has to allow him to make the final decision, because when it comes to being judged for the family, he's the one that's judged, not you. And this is the deep part. He's going to be judged for leading. You're going to be judged for submitting. Because regardless of what the culture says or not, you're not going to get out of what God told you to do.
So today we have, what is a simp? I've been seeing a lot of comments under my videos saying simps are the problem, simps this, simps that. But I don't really think everyone knows the actual meaning of what a simp is. So a simp is as follows. Someone who gives more than is being received. No more, no less. That is the definition. Now, a simp is not, by itself, being a nice guy, buying flowers, romantic gestures, but not receiving the same energy back. That can be simp activity. A great boyfriend can go out and buy his girl flowers. But now, if you're talking to a girl and she's not reciprocating the same energy back to you and you're still giving her flowers, you're a simp. See what we're getting at here? A simp is somebody that is doing more than is being given to them. Very, very simple. So if you're currently talking to a woman and she's not treating you as good as you're treating her, you, sir, are a simp. So figure it the fuck out, because you are causing the problems that everyone's facing in dating right now. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk today, and I'll see you at the same time again tomorrow.
And I think we have to look at how draining dating has become. We have to look at, the reason, or another reason that men are checking out of dating is because, dating has started to feel for a lot of men. It's a little bit more, a lot more draining. You're not really hopeful like you used to be. It's more draining than it is exciting. Can't believe I'm gonna say this. You don't really have anything to look forward to, right? I'm so excited to take this lady out. It's gonna be a great time. Even if it ends up being bad, there's still excitement in there because it's like, man, I got out and I'm out here just moving and grooving. It's not really like that for a lot of men. And so that's another reason that they kind of check out.
I think that a lot of times women will respect a man that's outside of their relationship before they respect the guy that they with.
Why do you think
What?
that?
You know what?
100%.
I can't. I'm not going to push
100%.
against that. What I actually will do was add to that. When JT and I first got back together, I had like a roster of dudes, right? You know, shit, Bookie, Chevy was
break
there.
that up.
Had like a lot.
But I
of,
love you.
people
I'm
that
gonna
I
put that out
had
there.
been, talking to and whatnot. And when we went to the restaurant with my friends for my birthday, a guy that, I had been texting with or whatever, texted me like, hey, I just saw you walk in, come here. And I looked at JT and I looked at my phone and I looked at JT and I said, I walked in here with this man. I'm not about to get up and go to another man's table and speak to them and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. That was the first time I respected a man like that.
Oh, wow.
So you saying that a lot of women are with men that they don't respect, I agree with you on that, because even being in relationships before that, I never cared to respect no man because I knew they wasn't my forever mate. I didn't care about, you don't like when I do this? Boy, I don't give
A lot of girls wind up getting into a relationship with a guy that they settled for. It's not even the guy that they want.
That part.
And you also have to start asking the question, like, why is anybody shocked that the good men are going extinct? Like the good men are moving away. Like why is that something that you're like, oh man, that they just up and disappeared? No, they didn't. I'm seeing you out here messing with other guys. I'm seeing you out here not being serious. I'm seeing you out here prioritizing chaos, drama, the quick buck, basically, the short-term play. I'm seeing you out here rewarding that versus somebody that's stable, makes good money, and has their stuff together, a long-term partner. You don't want that guy right now. You want that guy when you're 35 or 40.
Why is the word submission so taboo for women? Like, I cannot understand it. Submission does not mean servitude. It means trust. It means you believe in the man that you chose that is capable to lead you. I think I understand what it means is that women, when they hear that word submission, they think that they are giving up all of their power. That's the big problem that we're in right now, is women got this big old power struggle that they're going through right now. And they don't understand that real submission works with a man that has proved himself worthy to you. I'm going to say this again, and I have said it before. Every single man wants respect. And submission is nothing but respect in action. Women think that submission is all about being beneath a man. It ain't even about that. This is why there's a hierarchy. There's a king and there's a queen. We fall under the king while the empire is being built. What we got to understand is that it is about alignment. No empire is built with two people trying to fight for the throne. Submission is not about losing yourself in a relationship. You're there in a relationship to work together, to make each other happy. Period. And when you can find that, when you choose the right man, you will have peace with him and he will have peace with you.
The less you do, the more successful you'll be with women, especially hot women.
Women need you not to care in order to love you. I will say that one more time. She needs you not to care in order to love you.
She's gonna tell you she wants a good man. Then she'll disappear for the guy who treats her like an afterthought.
If you show a lot of care, you have revealed your interest level.
And you know what's crazy about that? The less you care, the more she starts to. Every single time, I promise you guys.
The less that you care, the more she starts chasing.
She only wants you when you stop caring.
If you show too much care, she now assumes that you have went emotionally weak for her.
The second you show that you need them and that you want them and X, Y, and Z and they're your priority, they hate you forever.
At all times, she wants to know that you have retained your emotional strength.
The less you care, the more she starts to. And that's the crazy part.
Which means the only way she cares about you is oftentimes if you show less care or you are 1 to 2 steps removed from that interaction.
Need less, attract more.
And, a lot of these modern women are upset that men aren't really asking them out anymore. It seems like, when I was in my 20s or my early 30s, men seem to be asking me out. They seem to be more interested, what's going on. And even in your mid-20s, right? You might not have as many men, or the men that you want, asking you out. Well, if you don't have the men asking you out that you want, that might have to do with how you present yourself. Number one. Number two, if you have men asking you out, but not as frequently, then, that might just be them. But it also might be that, a lot of these men feel like maybe the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I got to sit up here and I got to, honestly, I got to tap dance. I got to perform. What are we doing here? Do you like me or not?
About it, the worst woman in the worst way that has been the most terrible to you is probably sitting in therapy right now being validated for all of her wrongdoing. And how is it that every single thing that a man does nowadays is considered, or every single man on this planet has been, and these women have just sat there innocently and done nothing wrong? Husband isn't if his tone changes when he feels neglected or disrespected. Your husband isn't emotionally if he decides to go pick up McDonald's instead of eating your dinner at night. Like, your husband isn't if he tries to get you to spend less money because you're overspending at Hobby Lobby. The crazy part about it is every single thing gets slapped with some kind of label to make women feel like they're less delusional than they actually are. Just remember, these therapists know that there's more money to be made in validating women than there is in holding women accountable. These therapists will recommend them to other doctors or other psychiatrists or even other therapists, and it's all one big marketing scheme and one big MLM. The other crazy part to think about is that these men will sit in therapy and realize that they're being gaslit, that they're being ganged up upon, and that the entire therapy session or the idea of therapy is just to be ganged up upon and to find no resolution other than the fact that men suck. So when he gets up and leaves, then they can then validate her feelings even further, like, see, now my husband didn't even want to do therapy with me. And it's all because all it does is really shift blame onto the men, that everything is their fault, while simultaneously creating a cycle where the therapist and everybody involved continues to make money. Okay, bye.
A lot of married men are on the down low. Down low meaning they like women and they also like men. But they're married to or are in partnerships with women because they can't publicly be in partnerships with men. So they're on the down low. Here's how to tell if your man is on the down low, which is something you should absolutely know because these men are dangerous because they're living double lives. Is he a cheater? Is he an alcoholic? Is he homophobic? Does he prefer it from the back? Is he a homophobic? Do you ever find your missing? Your chonies, are they ever missing? Is your makeup missing? Because some of these men, when they go on their side quests with their side men, they will sometimes wear makeup and wig. Have you found a wig laying around? If you think your man is on the DL, you better find out for sure, because they're dangerous. Because they will take it out on you because they are not living an authentic life, the life that they really want to live, because they have fear of how they're going to be perceived by the public and their families and friends and everybody.
Today we have, don't where you eat. Now, a lot of you have probably heard this saying and continue to not listen to it. Me personally, I have friends that don't listen to this rule, no matter how many times I got to tell them and how many times it doesn't work out. So let's get into it. There is 4.09 billion women on the planet, and that statistic was provided by the TZG Institute of Societal Change. You don't need to date any of the 7 that you work with, or the 20, or the 50 for that matter. There's 4 billion more. Why do you need to talk to any of the ones that you work with? It doesn't make any remote sense to me. Because you're asking for problems. You're asking to up your bags. And guess what's more important than your bags? Not a that's for sure. So, stop where you eat. Because also the reality is, you don't even actually like them. The only reason people get into these work situationships and relationships is because they think they like the person. When really all you guys have in common is work. You just talk about work all the time. You don't actually like this person. You don't even know them. You just think you have so much in common because you conversate about all the that goes on at work. So stop where you eat. It never works out well. 95% of the time. So if we're playing the odds here, which we do, it's not looking good. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk today, and I'll see you at the same time again tomorrow.
So let me clear something up, because a lot of men got triggered when I said that men were never meant to lead. Conversation is not about gender, it's about design. And the feminine body was literally created with leadership codes. When I say that women were meant to lead, it does not mean that men cannot. I'm saying that the feminine is designed with intuitive and creative technology that patriarchy erased. A woman is the only person with a womb, the original portal of creation. She holds life, nurtures life, and senses danger before it can even happen. That's not emotional, that is spiritual technology. Women lead from intuition, empathy, foresight, and connection. Qualities that supports communities, raise generations, and keep families from collapsing. And then you got men who lead from logic and action, which is useful, but it's incomplete on its own. The problem has always been patriarchy. Patriarchy is the one who made leadership about domination, hierarchy, and control, and then declared men leaders by default. That was never divine design. That was political design. So no, this is not a gender war. This is a reminder that true leadership comes from intuition, creation, emotional intelligence, and spiritual alignment. And the feminine carries those codes naturally because she carries the womb. She leads with creation and not fear, from connection and not control. That's why the return of feminine leaders is rising, not to replace men, but to restore balance.
Men that have rich in their future are not looking for women who are still addicted to the club scene. Men who know where they're going are not wasting time entertaining women still in the nightlife. Because a man with vision is not impressed by the loud room. Instead, he's drawn to the quiet woman with purpose, the one who does not need attention for validation. See, a woman who's still addicted to the scene will pull a high-value man into distractions. But a woman who's building something will push that same man into his God-ordained destiny. If you want a high-level life, you need a high-level partner, not someone who needs a crowd just to feel alive. So fellas, focus on becoming the man God is pleased with. Because when you know your worth, you stop trying to convince anyone else of it. Instead, you simply keep moving, and the right woman will meet you on your level.
Having a child is becoming an unpaid Uber driver for someone who doesn't want to go to karate and hates you anyway. And it's hard work.
That is a narrative that I'm going to push back on, which is part of the problem, which is that it's the narrative of misery, which has been promoted. And it's not miserable to have children. It's joyful. It's the most incredible love you'll ever experience in your life, but it's also really hard. And I think we have a bunch of pussies, actually. We are producing women and men who are pussies, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. They cannot deal with discomfort. They cannot deal with frustration. They cannot deal with sacrifice or hardship or responsibility. They want it to be easy. Who said raising children was easy? You don't get the good stuff unless you put in the work. And it's the same if you're out in the world. Of course it's easier to go to a job than it is to stay home with a child, because a child demands more of you, but it also gives back more.
Bumble's taking power out of women's hands and giving it to artificial intelligence to do the matching for you. What do you think about this? Did you hear about this? People are panicked. On one hand, I mean, could things really get worse? People are not happy with dating apps anyway. Nobody is satisfied, at least not according to most reports. On the other hand, there's something fundamentally human about, choosing your own life partner. But who am I to know why that's important? Oh, wait, I'm Max Butterfield, Dr. Max Butterfield, and there is something fundamentally human about choosing the person who you want to be with forever. Can AI do that well for you? Remains to be seen. My guess is probably not as well as you can do it for yourself.
Men are emotionally unavailable because we're programmed to be emotionally unavailable.
Okay.
As a black man in America, if I fell down at the age of 3, I'm told to get my up. I'm told to stop crying. And if I fuss and if I show you any signs of weakness,
right,
it's automatically correlated with me being a woman or acting like a girl.
Right.
So I always ask women, I challenge women, why would you think, right, that from 3 to 43, all of a sudden we get married, we get in a relationship, and now I'm supposed to be emotionally available when I've been programmed to be numb to this for the last 40 years? It's extremely hard for me to show you emotion. It's like you will say that you want a certain thing, but then you'll weaponize that thing and then wonder why a man will turn it all the way off. And a lot of women don't understand, you get one opportunity for a man to be vulnerable with you, and once you that up, he will never open up again. He took his armor off. So you have to understand, it's like Superman without the cape. Is either we are going to grow together or we are going to grow apart. You have to ask yourself, for the long game, is my man being emotionally unavailable something I can handle for the rest of my life? Now, can he change? Absolutely, but he would have to deem it an issue within himself, something that he doesn't like. I'll give you me for an example. I spent a lot of time in prison and I have a habit of being aggressive. I don't mean to be. I didn't even know that I was doing it. And one day my wife checked me, and my wife never raises her voice. And then one day she said, I'm not a grown man. And I look, because I'm a tourist, and naturally I'm like, well, hold on. Like, whoa, what's, I got in my car and I came back home and I said, you know what? You're not a grown man. And I was so disappointed because I didn't see it, but I saw a problem.
These niggas really be thinking they the motherfucking prize. I'm sitting at home drinking, doing my homework and shit. And this nigga was supposed to pull up and drink with me, right? This motherfucker gonna say, hey, I'm leaving the gym late. Do you want to reschedule? I said, bitch, I will block the fuck out of you before you think that you gonna ever text my phone and ask me to reschedule like you somebody motherfucking special, nigga. Like I can't pull up to the next nigga house, or I can't call the next nigga to pull up because you can't. Nigga, don't ever text my motherfucking phone talking about some reschedule. Bitch, you not nobody. Get the fuck out of here with that dumb ass shit.
I will happily be the first to say it. A man in a Mercedes is not a man. That's a bad. In fact, a man pulling up in a Mercedes is a bad waiting for you to hold his purse. Look, babe, I don't make the rules. It's just a feminine car. I genuinely, it's not me. When you look at it, it looks like a feminine car.
Sunny days, everybody loves them. Tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? Storms will come.
How would a man who makes a woman his first priority drive the woman insane?
Because you guys, you got so much to give. You have such capacities for productivity, for getting things done, for creativity. Like, y'all are amazing. And if that's all focused on me, I don't need enough to occupy you. I need enough that you could really help me, probably every day, several times a day, in different ways. But to be the focus of all that attention, all that mind power, all that oomph, it would be emasculating to you, and it would feel needy and controlling and icky to me. So just as a man is looking for a woman who has a passion that feeds her, that she can bring to the relationship, you gotta have a purpose. You gotta have something you're up to. That's hot.
Listen to what she just said. A man isn't meant to make a woman his whole world. Not because he doesn't care, but because he's built to build. When a man pours all his energy into a woman, it doesn't feel like love. It feels like pressure. She doesn't want to be your purpose. She wants to join your purpose. A man with no mission starts orbiting her. A man with a mission invites her into his world. That's the difference between neediness and leadership. So, a woman doesn't want to be your whole life. She wants to be a part of a life that's already moving.
What is the worst thing an ex has done to you?
Nothing, honestly. My ex has actually been really good to me.
What's the worst thing you did to an ex?
I cheated.
I beg your pardon?
Because he accused me of cheating, so I decided I was actually gonna go do it.
Come on now, dog. Who did you cheat with?
A lot of people.
How many people?
Maybe 4 or 5.
Come on, man.
He never found out. I was slick with it. I was slick.
Maybe your father didn't spend enough time with you. Maybe your mother didn't
spend enough time. You didn't get the type of attention from your parents.
If she's dressing sexy to go out without you, she is already dressing up for somebody else. Women do not prime their faces, glue on their lashes, and squeeze into outfits that scream, look at me, for nobody to see. They do it for the eyes that want locked onto them. They'll say, it's just a girl's night out. I'm just blowing off steam. I just want to look pretty for myself and for my girls. Get the out of here with that narrative. A committed woman does not broadcast available energy to strangers, ever. When the effort flips away from you, the loyalty already walked out the door hours ago. That is the difference between attention versus commitment. Validation from strangers versus your respect. And thirsty orbiters versus one consistent man. Which one is she choosing right now? A real man does not allow that crap. He doesn't beg for her to come home early, and he does not play detective or interrogate her the next day. He just doesn't do that. A real man puts his foot down right away, quietly, firmly, and finally. You were not built to chase a woman who is auditioning for somebody else. So quit playing backup to the guy or guys she's having fun with while you're at home. Know your value or leave before she does. It's your choice.
We are living in a time where holding someone accountable gets you labeled the problem. People don't want the truth. They want to be right. And the second you question that, now you're toxic, narcissistic, or gaslighting. Not because you are, but because you didn't play along with their ego. They want validation, not reality. They want comfort, not correction. Because accountability forces a mirror, and most people can't stand what they see in it. So instead of owning anything, they flip it on you. Suddenly, your honesty is an attack, your standards feel unsafe, and basic responsibility feels like blame. So what do? They shut down, avoid it, or cut you off. Anything to protect their ego from being exposed. But here's the part they don't want to hear. Nothing changes without accountability. No ownership, no growth, just the same patterns, repeated while they keep blaming everyone else for why their life doesn't move.
Did you get a good look, did you? Did you enjoy that? Did you? Yeah? Did you enjoy that?
We're taking this in a direction where we're just being too mean to the men. We need to stop laughing, guys. It's not funny. We need to. I'm sorry, this is a serious matter. Let's incorporate some sensitivity as we discuss male loneliness. Because it is a crisis. The men are lonely because they've all the women. Like, of course you'll be lonely. There's like 5 women left. You guys won't leave us alone.
For something that I'm not unsure about.
Yes,
You know what I'm trying to say?
and that's called monkey branching. But
What the fuck is monkey branching?
Monkey branching is a terminology that a monkey won't let go of one until he has another one.
Oh, it's like monkey bars.
Yes. So we call it monkey branching over here in dating.
I know monkey bars, like in the playground. Like you swing from one and go to the next.
Women monkey branch a lot of the times. They always have dudes in the background. They always have overdose. They always have dudes that they talking to or dudes that they
I'm a monkey brancher.
Yeah,
Most
every dude
women
that you
are.
broke up with, you didn't just break up with him and be like, he whack, and chill and be like,
Hell no! I was at somebody in the back pocket.
yeah, that's most females. do
That's
that.
most females.
Niggas do not really. Niggas
Yes.
be like, yeah, she done.
You a lie. You a whole lie.
You go to a drought. Yeah.
No, you don't go through a drought.
You go through a
You
drought.
have someone that you done been with in the past that you just
No,
know it's
it's not
over.
like that.
No.
The mistake a woman would make, to use the example that you used with the girl that you mentioned, appreciation can never turn into expectation. With me, your days are numbered. Appreciation must never turn into expectations. It's mine to give, not yours to take. The minute you think you entitled, you ain't getting because you think you entitled. I don't like that. I want you to appreciate You don't have to give what I give in terms of that level. But what you do have to do is show an appreciation that I'm extending myself to give more than I had to.
Is it difficult?
So my friend, she thinks you're really cute, but she's just kind of shy. Is it okay if she comes over here?
Yeah.
Okay. Come
These wouldn't be walking out the house with anything.
here.
No, immediately.
This is my sister. This is my... Very rude. I'm looking for a sugar baby.
I'm just gonna have to be.
Excuse me? My friend thinks you're really cute, but she's just shy. Is it okay if she comes over here?
Yeah.
Come here. She's coming. Come here. This is my sister. Nice to meet you. She thinks you're really cute.
He looking like how y'all know each other. Because how do y'all know each other? I'll tell you why. Both of them want foolishness. Men do not want this. Stay out of their face.
Dear black men, when it comes to your opinions on our hair, if you're not our father or the man in our life, we don't care. You know, I think most people just do what they want anyways. But you gotta be honest, on this internet, everybody give their opinions. And women don't hold back. And I'm glad that they do that. And a lot of us are more accepting of how they feel and what they think. That's all you ever hear is what they feel and what they think. Matter of fact, they don't like you telling them because they'll tell you how you feel and think. That's why when I posted that video, when that woman was like, when black men say they like our natural hair, they not talking about this, they talking about that. They don't even want to hear what you gotta say, but then they'll tell you what you think and what you feel because they that controlling. But then when it comes to them having so many problems with men, all they do is complain. I don't know why the men are like this. How come they do this and do that? But then they don't want to hear nothing you gotta say because they think they know everything and they would rather do it that way. So do it. Just stop blaming people for who y'all are and the choices y'all make. They really be going out of their way to tell us they don't care like we don't already know. A lot of women out here don't care what men think or feel, so they don't know what we feel or think about them ever. And that's a bad thing for them. Subscribe to my YouTube, Planet Reality.
A woman can leave you because you don't have a job, and the same woman can leave you because you're too busy with your job.
Yeah.
That's the irony, nephew.
Yeah.
You can lose her by having nothing, and you can lose her again by trying to build something.
Right.
Some women don't love the man, they love the convenience. No pressure, no sacrifice, no responsibility.
Yeah.
They want the benefits of a king without the patience it takes to watch him build a kingdom.
Yeah.
A broke man is unambitious, a working man is too unavailable, and somehow the man is always the villain. But here's the darker truth. The wrong woman will turn your struggle into a weapon and your success into a crime.
Yeah.
When you're down, she'll judge you. When you're rising, she'll resent you. And when you become who you were meant to be, she'll say you changed, never admitting she just couldn't grow with you. And she'll claim you switched up when the truth is you simply stepped into the light and her shadow couldn't follow. You didn't lose her, nephew, you shed her.
You know, a lot of these modern women, they want men to approach, but they want to tell men how to approach, right? And to a degree that makes sense, right? Well, obviously don't approach me, you know, in certain places like at night during the park, like at, in a dark parking lot, or, you know, don't come up and call me baby. Like, I don't know you, I'm not your baby. Makes sense, right? But modern women have a way that they want men to approach, and you have to have it. It's one thing to say, okay, I don't want a man to call me baby because, you know, I don't know you. But then there's also, oh, I want him to be in a black suit, wearing some Louis Vuitton, I don't know, flip-flops, have a buzz cut, look like, I don't know, Matt, whoever, you get it. There's one thing to say, I don't want him disrespecting me versus, oh, he got to come up like to me like this with a glass in his hand, and you don't get approached. Because if a man doesn't look a certain way, if he doesn't talk in a certain manner, right, then you disrespect him. And so men watch that, men see that, and then they're like, no.